This guy made his payment at the shop. He casually tapped his hand on the scanner, and to the cashier's surprise, the payment went through, leaving him stunned. What he didn't know was that the guy had a tiny chip implanted in his hand called an RFID chip, and it works in a way similar to a credit card, just with more features. The chip is inserted with a small injection and sits just under the skin, which is later programmed using a phone. After that, it's like having a hidden superpower with which you can unlock doors, make payments, and even open your car doors.
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, and I want to do a quick update about a document that got passed by the United Nations this weekend called the Pact of the Future document. It's two parts, one on science and technology and one about the youth and future generations. It is quite egregious, and it was done by a procedure called the silence procedure, which makes it a pact. And if no one objected, it is automatically adopted and put into the record as being completely adopted. This is the World Health Organization's runaround, or end around. Since they were not able to get the World Health Organization treaty passed, they decided to take it to the General Assembly. And it is even more egregious than what the World Health Organization was wanting to get passed. Let me just read you something really quickly about what is inside of this pact that is now being accepted by 193 nations around the world and equally open-armed accepted by our current administration. Everyone, it says that this is the power structure, fully digital and maximized for the control of the masses. Everyone will be expected to have a biometric digital ID that marks them not just as citizens of an individual country, but as a global citizen. So anytime you hear global citizen or anytime you hear sustainability, think that this is an egregious thing that's happening at the level of the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Anyone that has a dissonant opinion will be labeled as misinformation, disinformation, or malinformation and memory hold. Perpetrators for unapproved information will be fact-checked and punished by the system, which will be operated and enforced by artificial intelligence. Punishments will include being locked out of one's bank account, being unable to make certain purchases, unable to get on an airplane, on a subway, drive on public roads. This is the future, according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. These are unelected bureaucrats that are making decisions about our country, our sovereignty around the world. Nothing could be more important at this point in time than to get prepared. Have water, food, digital access, flashlights, a way to communicate with family and friends. Now is really the time to get involved and get prepared, because this is what's coming. Our Congress is sitting on its hands. There was a press conference on the 17th about this, and no further action has been taken. So it's up to us to mobilize and to go forward, particularly with your local sheriffs, to get your constitutional sheriffs to say, this isn't going to be allowed in my county. Thank you very much. Take action. We've been talking about the onset of one world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money for a long time. Well, it's no longer coming. It's here.
All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. This video will be entitled NWO and the UN Pact for the Future, or of the Future, excuse me, the UN Pact of the Future. So there's a video that's been going around among the brotherhood. I'm a little bit late getting to this one. I got a little bit behind this past week, in videos and whatnot, with so much information coming out, so many things going on. And this is my video on this now. So you saw this video in the beginning from this lady. I think her name is Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. Anyway, she's some type of insider or something. There was an agreement that was made. And before this video, you saw another video with this guy that paid. You saw it. You know what that is. You know what that's all about. The chip he paid with the RFID chip that's embedded in his hand. Now, going to this video from Dr. Sherry, she was talking about this UN Pact for the Future. And, in two parts, y'all heard the video. And I would I would tell you to go back and watch it again. Watch it a few times to get everything that she said. Because it took me a few times. I've been watching it for the last few days. And I've been knowing I was going to do this video probably 3 or 4 days now. But I'm just now getting to it. And she made a lot of, mentioned a lot of different things, terms. She talked about the UN, the World Health Organization, the one world money, one world government, one world religion. I don't know if she said one world religion, but she did say one world this, that, and other. Let's see if we can go to it. Right, let's see if she says it. Yeah, right here, one world government, one world. She did say one world religion. Yeah, she did say it. So it's on the screen. One world order, one world government, one world religion, one world money. Right? And we've been talking about this stuff for a long time. And she said it's no longer coming, it's here. So this NWO, or this new world order, I'm going to go ahead and say it. They can get mad. If they want to take the video down, they'll take it down. I don't give a shit. By the time they take it down, it will already be on the Odyssey backup page. So I don't give a shit. Anyway. So the time is close. They talked about science, technology. She talked about science, technology, all this stuff. The UN and the World Health Organization and the different nations. 193 nations have already agreed upon this. So it's just like what we told you. The white man is the devil. Okay, the white man Esau. He's a damn devil. Okay, he runs the world through his through the elite, the international bankers, and these little regular Edomites in the world. They're part of it too. Your sheriffs, your mayors. I shouldn't say sheriffs. Your mayors, your Congress people, you different people in the House of Representatives, and all those different, governments around the world. Those ones, certain ones that are Edomites, the Caucasian ones, they're the Edomites, and they may even have Edomites in power that look like the other nations as well. All right. Anyway, the new world order is hey, they're trying to get it up and running. The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, is going to be here before you know. I mean, it's here, but it's going to go out on a mass scale. Lord willing, real soon. World War III, all this stuff is going on. So don't say we didn't warn you. All right, don't say we didn't warn you. So let's just go and read a few scriptures. First, I want to show you here. This is before we look at that, let's look at the word pact, because the phrase is the UN Pact of the future, not for. I keep saying for. The UN Pact of the future. So what is a pact?
Pact.
So it says a formal agreement between individuals or parties. And you heard her say over 193 countries around the world are included in this pact so far. So similar words for pact is agreement, treaty, entente, protocol, deal, contract, settlement, right? And if you go, what does pact mean? A pact is a treaty or other agreement between parties and is usually written. That's one. Go a little further down here, Merriam-Webster. The meaning of pact is compact, especially an international treaty. So this is one of those international things, and pretty much at the end of the day, this is going to help forward the mark of the beast. Okay, because that's part of the UN Pact of the Future, which we told you about. And you got a lot of these different weird Israelites talking about how they're gonna be able to do something like that around the whole world. You niggas is stupid. Same way they made everybody have to wear a damn mask when the pandemic was going on. The nations are in the palm of Esau's hand. Okay, they're gonna do whatever he tell them to do. And I got the wrong verse. Revelation 13 and 16. And you know what? We ain't even gonna read it. We done plenty of videos on Revelation 13, 16. I would rather go to, I'm trying to think, Revelation 17. Because this is the key. The so-called white man runs the whole world, and he uses Babylon the Great to bully people and all of that. He's been doing that for a while. All right. All the nations are under his rulership. So he has the Edomite nations that are part of his beast, or part of the beast, which is NATO, the EU, America, Babylon the Great. Those really make up the Edomite nations. But you have the other nations, like the African nations, the Arab nations, and all the others. They also lend their power You know, they're part of the they're part of the nations that's gonna you know, help the beast, as it were. So I got real quick. This is Revelation 17, and I'm gonna go right to. Just bear with me here. You know, I actually just want to go to. Let's read a little bit of this. This is Revelation 17 and 12. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings." You know what? And that beast, a beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, that's the Edomite power structure. Okay? And then that beast is the Roman Empire, you see, which is really the same thing, but you know, it's phrased differently, right? That beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns is the Edomite Empire or the Roman Empire. It really is called a Roman Empire in the scriptures, but you know, the Romans were Edomites. So I'm just going to just jump in here, verse 12. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast." And it's not literal kings, but rather what? Those different different Edomite families, okay? Those different certain countries, all right, that are backing up these damn Edomites, okay? As a matter of fact, if we can, let's see here. Just hold on. Let me bring up an image. And Salakia for that, my momentary loss of words. But let's see here. 7 heads. GMS. Right. So let's give you an illustration. Since I can't, you know, my memory is kind of not so good here. So this right here, the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns is NATO. The 7 heads equals 7 governments or kingdoms ruled by Esau. And this is literally what it is, right? So on the back of the beast is America, Babylon the great whore. You see it right there in the middle. Those empires are who? Germania Major, which represents the Germans, and Germania Minor in the middle right there. That's German. The Germans. Rome or the Romans, the French, the Spanish, the British, and the Greeks. All right, so that's the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns, which really is NATO and the EU, right? They're all Edomite nations, as it were. And then you have those over here. You see it says the beast, and y'all just bear with me here. And it's kind of hard to see, but it's all different nations that, you know, that are part of it as well. All right, and over here, yeah. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, now over here you see you have, and I'm trying to get it big as I can. These are those 10 horns. What's it? The 7 heads and 10 horns. Yeah. See, it's hard to read. France, Italy, Luxembourg, Greece. You can go and look it up on your own and get a clearer version of this. You can see it. Belgium. I can't really hardly see it, but it's hard to read there. Netherlands, Spain, and Switzerland. Just, you know, different Edomite countries together. Anyway, that's really what it is. You know, that's the literal description of this damn beast. All right. Now again, it says Revelation 17 and 12, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast." So they're giving their power, their strength, you know, they're ruling together with this damn beast. They're all a part of it. So that's how you get a UN Pact of the Future. But now the United Nations, is also made up of other nations that are not part of the beast. Like I said, the African nations, you know, the Persians, which is Iran and whoever. Which you got the East Indians and the Pakistanis, so on and so forth. The different nations that they also are part of. They're not part of that beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns. Okay, but they do lend power unto this place. All right, they also help. They're gonna be, or should I say, they're part of that UN, the United Nations. Okay, and they're part of that pact, because all these different nations are gonna agree. Anyway, verse 14 says, "These shall make war with the Lamb And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right, the Lamb, of course, Yahweh Shai is talking about. They're going to try to fight the Lord in the end. It says, verse 15, he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right? So the whore is America, Babylon the Great. Now it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, excuse me, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Eventually, there's going to be a rift in that pact, in that agreement, and these nations are going to turn against the whore, and they're going to shoot those nuclear warheads over here. Started, mainly Russia and its allies, and even some of the people that America calls allies now that got nuclear warheads. They're going to all be sent over here eventually, but not yet. It says, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill his will. See, it's all about the will of the Heavenly Father, not what these nations want to do. He's using them. They're pawns. For the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And I read all of that to get to this one verse. Verse 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, which that's America, Babylon the great whore. So she rules over the kings of the earth. She uses the UN, right, and these other nations to manipulate other nations. See, that's how Esau works. He uses these different nations to manipulate other nations. He uses his allies, should we say, his Edomite brothers, the Israelis, the French, the Germans, the British, the Spanish, right? He uses them, the Romans or the Italians, the Greeks. He uses all of them to manipulate his the other people, his other allies in the whole world. So this is what they're doing. They're going to use that UN Pact of the Future, and they're going to use that. That's like they're using that to bring forth the NWO. Okay, they're NWO, and what are they trying to do? They're trying to accomplish that new world order, and they want to get part of it is to get the people chipped out there. That's part of the new world order, which is all prophetically correct. So we're getting near the time. This is 1 Peter 1 verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Right, we are right here at the end. All the prophecies, the Israelites are waking up. The mark of the beast is right there. World War III is ready, almost at the doors. It's really, some say it's already begun. And really it has, but just not the full-fledged World War III. It's just on many different fronts. You got the Israelis fighting with them, different, the Palestinians, Hezbollah, and all them different, Iran is also being named among that, but which they acting like pussies. But eventually the Lord gonna put the spirit on them. They're gonna have to fight. And you also have the build up to literally go into the full-fledged war, and you got Russia and Ukraine fighting. So all this stuff right here is going to come to a culmination of biblical proportions. The Lord is going to fulfill all the prophecies, but they're going to come in a particular order. We know that the mark of the beast is very instrumental in moving forward before we can even get to the end. That's got to be done. Really, the mark of the beast got to come really before World War III is fully started, because when World War III is fully started, it's going to move fast, and the nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great could be here before you know it. So really, that RFID chip is really major. Okay, so when you start hearing one world religion, one world bank, one world money, that type of talk, that's what you're talking about. The electronic, biometric, these are all words that's being thrown around as part of this UN Pact of the Future. And we told y'all about that. We told you about it. And another word that Dr. Sherry mentioned was global citizen, right? So that signals one world unity among these nations. Because if you're a global citizen, you're no longer a citizen of the United States or a citizen of China or a citizen of London. No, you're a global citizen or a person of the world. And she also talked about that if people are dissonant, or is that the word she used? If you have a dissonant opinion, or you're really not in line with what's going on, you're gonna basically be an outcast. Okay, that's really what is, to put it in short, to not use a multitude of words. You're going to be an outcast, which is what the scripture said. And I'm gonna have to go there. I didn't really want to read the prophecy, but I'm actually gonna have to go there to bring up a particular point. Let's get Revelation 13, verse 16. And this is what it says, Revelation 13 and 16. Now, we'll start at 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The image of the beast is the system. We already explained what the beast was. We showed you the image, the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns, right? The image of the beast is the system. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? How does a nation speak, or how does the empire speak? Through its laws, through its statutes, through its policies. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. You saw the dude in the beginning. He had the mark in his hand. He was able to pay for things with it. And this other guy seemed like he was amazed by it, which that's set up. He wasn't amazed by it, nigga. You know about that shit. But that's what we going towards, right? Everybody's in. So when you're a global citizen and everybody's on one page doing the one thing, all coming together, they're making it possible. And then inside of that UN Pact of the Future, they talking about electronic device that everybody gonna have to. They said electronic ID, but you know what that's gonna be. See, so we've been telling you about this stuff for a long time. There's no getting around it. There's no more denying it. Any Israelite saying that the mark of the beast is anything other than what we tell you that it is, you should not listen to them. And not only should not listen to them, you shouldn't have nothing to do with them. But we know that you can't stop yourself. You think that a lot of you really believe that the Israelite group that you watch can be wrong on something as important as the mark of the beast, but everything else, but you can still follow them because they telling the truth about everything else. That one thing, that one error is going to cause you to be destroyed. That's all. And we ain't going to feel sorry for you. We're not going to help you. We ain't going to bend over backwards. We done made all the videos about the mark, breaking it all down, telling you every question that you could possibly have. So it is what it is at this point. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that mark is, listen close, the mark is the RFID chip. Well, come on, brother, can it be that? No, I just told you what it was. That's what it is. That, not nothing else. That's what it is. And that no man might buy or sell. You ain't gonna be able to buy without it. You ain't gonna be able to sell without it, right? And as Dr. Sherry was going into, you ain't gonna be able to get into your bank account, and you ain't gonna be able to do this or that without that mark. You're gonna be an outcast. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the beast, or the name of the beast. I'm sorry, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we've been over this countless times. If you need more edification on it, just look on this page that you're on now. Type in, or just type hit the video button and just cycle through all the hundreds of videos, and you will find many videos dealing with the mark of the beast. That's all. If you can't do it, okay, whatever. It ain't my problem, it's your problem. Because the groundwork has been laid, the breadcrumbs are there. Go follow the trail, eat the bread, and be nourished on it, or not. You can just keep walking around the earth saying you black and you don't know what the mark is and you confused. That's your fucking problem. So that whole thing with the global citizens, let's reset. The whole thing with the global citizens, right, is going to lead you to be a part of the world. The Lord says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Just because they do it don't mean you have to do it. This is where we come in. This is John 17, verse 13. It says, and now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. So we are not global citizens. We're not part of your we're not part of your pact, your agreement. We're not gonna bow down. We ain't gonna take your chip. We ain't gonna be a part of your one world nothing. So we in the world, but we're not of it. We're gonna be in the world, but the Lord is gonna keep us from the evil, we pray. Now I got a snapshot right here real quick. New World Order, UN Agenda 21/2030 mission goals. Listen, I'm gonna read these off. One world government. One world cashless currency. What? One world cashless currency. One world central bank. One world military. So when you're of the world, you're a global citizen, you're going to be part of this new world order. The end of national sovereignty. The end of all privately owned property. The end of the family unit. The population control of population growth and population density. Mandatory multiple V, which you know what that V, you know what that V is. I ain't gonna say it. Universal basic income, austerity, microchip society for tracking and controlling purchasing and travel, implementation of a world social credit system like China has, millions of appliances, I think it says hooked into the 5G monitor system, Internet of Things, government raised children, government owned and controlled schools, colleges, and universities. The end of private transportation, which when you go into it under the NDAA bill, many of these tenants that are on this thing, particularly right here with the end of private transportation, owning cars, etc., they have the right under the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, I believe is what it is, to confiscate all transportation, property, businesses, and all of that. All businesses owned by government corporations. The NDAA is giving them the power to do that. Restriction of non-essential air travel. Human beings concentrated into human settlement zones, cities, or also smart cities, right? Or what do they call them? 15-minute cities, something like that. I can't, all the terminology escapes my mind. But also human beings concentrated in the human settlement zones or FEMA camps / concentration camps. The end of immigration. The end of private farms and grazing livestock. Also under the NDAA bill, you can't own livestock, cattle, farms, all these different things. They can confiscate all your shit. The end of private farms and grazing livestock. The end of single family homes. Restricted land use that serves human needs. What did we just say? So you have no idea. You already under the yoke of bondage as it is, Israelites. This new world order is going to take place. All that fake ass Israelite shit you niggas been doing, playing around, playing games, acting like the prophets don't matter. You going to find out. Whether you in the truth or not, you going to find out. And we've been telling you about it. We told you the white man's the devil. Bottom line. Let's just read it and shut the video down. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. And you know what? I may actually go to the NLT in this. Let's see if we can. I'll start at the top. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 1 from the NLT. Now, dear brothers and sisters, let us clarify some things about the coming of our Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and how we will be gathered to meet him. Don't be so easily shaken or alarmed by those who say that the day of the Lord has already begun. Don't believe them, even if they claim to have had a spiritual vision, a revelation, or a letter supposedly from us. Don't be fooled by what they say, for that day will not come until there is a great rebellion against the Most High, and the man of lawlessness is revealed. The great rebellion, part of it is NWO, but this man always been rebelling against the Lord. And the man of lawlessness, or the son of perdition, is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The one who brings destruction, right? Son of perdition. He will exalt himself and defy everything that people call power, or God, and every object of worship. He will even sit in the temple of the Most High, claiming that he himself is the Most High. He's been doing that for some time. That's why he took over the Holy Land. That's the Most High's land. But he put himself there and his people. And there's other things like that. You know, he painted over the whitewashed the images. He claimed the Most High looked just like him and the Son of the Most High. He's showing himself that he's the people of the Lord, that he's the Most High himself. That's what the chip is about. Controlling you, making you where you're his people. You're under his control. He want to track your every move and everything that you purchase and how you live and all of that. Verse 5, don't you remember that I told you about all of this when I was with you? And you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. And he's being revealed now. His time has come. For this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. Now that's kind of worded different. The overall point is the Most High is the one that's allowing this to go on. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. But the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. Now, when you read it in the KJV, this is what it says. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Right? So that's not a literal death. It's talking about this man going to be revealed, and we revealing him now. This truth is revealing the Esau, Edom, the wicked of the whole earth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's when the Lord comes with the chariots. Okay. Verse 9 says, this man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. Right. And you got a lot of people they just willingly are ignorant. But at the end of the day, the Lord said the deceived and the deceiver are his. So you've been chosen for this condemnation. It says, so the Most High will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth. And that's what's going to happen to you. That's what, but we make these videos to warn you, to show you, right? We've been talking about all this stuff, all that plan and yucking it up and having your little all white Israelite parties and whatever you've been doing, that's not benefiting you. Trying to have an Israelite community or a neighborhood, Israelite businesses, doing all selling merchandise and having debates is not going to help you when it comes to this stuff. You're going to be caught out there, man. So you better pay attention, study, pray, fast, do whatever you got to do. We made the videos. We're not going to keep on, chopping up your food into bite-sized little bits you can nibble on. No, you're going to have to, you're going to have to digest this pretty quick. And at the end of the day, those that are of the elect going to receive it, and the rest are not. They're going to be blinded. As that scripture that we read says, you for not believing the truth, you're going to be condemned. So watch out in the coming days. There are more false flags on the way. So-called terrorist attacks, or even literal terrorist attacks. It could be even attacks from enemies of Babylon the Great. Some brothers have had dreams. They even talked about maybe, we don't know if they're going to say a dirty bomb was detonated, which it would be an inside job, but they may blame it on terrorists or whatever. So we don't know what's going to happen, but we know for a fact that the mark of the beast, Bible prophecy, is going to happen. But we can't tell you about what other little events that may pop up here or there that are not written, exclusively in the scriptures. I mean, they may be they're understood to be in there, but the scriptures don't tell you about, some rogue terrorist group doing something and killing up thousands of people. It don't tell you that in those terms. So we can't really tell you exactly what's going to happen, but we know the Lord is going to bring a lot of, terrifying events through these devils. So stay prayed up out there. All right. And get into this stuff. Watch this video again from the beginning. You know what I mean? Listen to what this lady's saying. You see other documents, read them. Find out what's in them. Look up the NDAA bill and all of that. The Lord has got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. But these devils think they think it's their new world order. No, it's the Lord's, man. Yahushua is in control of this. You devils are just pawns in the game. So that's it. We'll see you again soon, Lord willing, with another video. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.